Now, I want to talk to you about touchscreen phones. A couple of months ago, Apple launched this, the iPhone 3GS, an upgraded and apparently faster version of their iconic handset. But the iPhone's position in the smartphone market is under attack like never before. On the very same day, Nokia launched this rather sophisticated N97 touchscreen phone. And pretty soon, we'll be getting this, the Palm Pre touchscreen phone. Now, the reason I'm holding a picture of it is because we haven't actually got it available in the UK just yet. But because it promises to be genuinely a real iPhone killer, because they've had it on sale in the United States for a couple of months now, and because on the Gadget Show we're not the sort of people to let mere oceans hold us back, I travelled to New York to test all three phones against each other.
New York is chock full of iconic sites, and finding them would be a great way to test the usability of my phones. First up, the iPhone 3GS. The S stands for speed, as it's significantly faster than the old model.
The iPhone interface redefines smartphones, and we're all getting familiar with it, I think. You know, the double tap on a piece of text, it automatically expands to fill the screen so you can read it. You can pinch to zoom in and out. The virtual keyboard on the screen is pretty good, providing you haven't got too much text to enter. And in this 3GS for speed, you do get a bit more extra zip. Aha! New York Public Library. That sounds interesting. Let's go there.
The new features include a compass to orientate your maps, though I didn't find it that accurate, and the tall buildings seem to affect the GPS.
I'm definitely on East 42nd Street, but the map's telling me I'm on East 41st. A small but significant difference. Ah, there it is. New York Public Library, another splendid old building. It's got 88 miles of bookshelves in there. But there's no time to look at them today. I've got another two phones to test.
My second contender was the Nokia N97, a phone with a touchscreen and a QWERTY keyboard. Unfortunately, the touchscreen was nowhere near as responsive as the iPhones. And while it had good maps and the most comprehensive feature set of the phones, it was slow to react and let down by a clunky interface.
Compared to the iPhone, it's frustrating not being able to sort of swish around the touchscreen. The menus are a lot less intuitive, and the whole thing seems to hang and freeze irritatingly often, as though the processor just can't cope with what you're asking it to do. Quicker to ask a human. Excuse me, can you tell me the way to Times Square?
A disappointing start from the Nokia. Would the Palm Pre do any better? Like the others, it has Wi-Fi and GPS, and like the Nokia, you can have lots of applications open simultaneously.
You immediately notice the Palm Pre's excellent touchscreen and its very intuitive interface. You can easily swish between open applications. If you don't like them, you can get rid of them. To go back in applications, you do a sort of back flip there, and it's all very, very sleek.
The screen was smaller than the other two, and again, the phone could be a little slow at times, but its user-friendly interface rivals the iPhones. On to my second test, photo and video. For that, I needed the glorious views from the top of the Rockefeller Center.
Gosh, what a view!
The new iPhone has a 3-megapixel camera, but annoyingly, still no flash. Picture quality, though improved, is still distinctly mediocre. However, it's the first iPhone to offer video.
At last.
Next up, the Nokia.
The N97's got a more complex camera, but you do get a lot more options. For example, you can shoot widescreen video, and you get a flash, although only an LED one.
The 5-megapixel pictures looked much crisper, and the video was slightly better too. Finally, the Palm Pre. Like the iPhone, it has a 3-megapixel camera.
On the Palm, you get a nice bright screen so you can see what you're shooting, and you do get an LED flash, though there are virtually no other options. And it won't shoot video. It's going to have to do better than this to compete with the others.
My final test was communication, keeping in touch via email and social networking.
Dear Susie, having a great time in New York. Sorry, you had to stay in the office.
All three phones automatically update your email, and the iPhone's accelerometer switches the keyboard to landscape mode for quicker typing. The Nokia was also very comprehensive.
When it comes to email, I can also use webmail, or I can also use Nokia's messaging push email service, which is really rather good.
What I particularly liked about the Palm Pre was its combined messaging feature.
So you could send someone a text message, they could reply in Instant Messenger, and it would all appear as part of the same conversation.
But again, it lacked some simple features like block deleting messages.
I haven't got time for this. I've got a future to look at.
Time for G ratings, and the Nokia N97 just scrapes 3 Gs. Its huge range of features are let down by slow reaction times and that clunky interface. Coming in second is the Palm Pre with a comfortable 3 Gs. It's got a great new design which could be a real rival to the iPhone if only it didn't lack some basic features. And 4 Gs for the iPhone 3GS. Despite a few niggles, it's a very well designed and connected bit of kit.